What's up, everybody? Welcome to Buzzworthy TV. And I'm your girl, Lady T. Y'all, don't be mad. But Sunday, I didn't get to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta because I was at work. And at first, I was not going to review it because I missed it. But I got to get home early today, and I caught a rerun. So, this is not a review. This is just some thoughts. You know, just to keep me on schedule. And because it's what? Jumpstart January. So I was like, I might as well do my thoughts and opinions with you guys and make it a video for today. Okay. First of all, the shade between Nene's group and Claudia's group. Now, it's crazy because it is clearly a division this season. You got Nene, Candy. You got Nene, Candy, Portia, and Phaedra. Then on the other side, you got Claudia, Demetria, Kenya, and Cynthia. So, it's crazy. And it's just clearly a division. And what I thought about with the scenes where they had separated and it was just going in, I thought Nene was funny. I particularly liked the fact when she was like, she looking up, oh shit. She was like, how many times she gonna say I was a stripper? Yes, I told you I was a stripper. I liked it. What else do you want me to say? I thought that was funny. And I liked her reads. I'm not gonna lie and say I did. I'm not gonna say I didn't get a kiki. But I do get what the other girls on the other team were saying. Yes, I'm gonna call them teams because it's clearly teams. I think one is called the Beast, and I don't know what the other one is called. If y'all know what it is, just leave it down in the comments. But like Claudia and all that were discussing, it was like they felt like Nene and them were going out of their way to be mean and basically ignited this whole situation. And I don't know for it to be true if they were the cause of the whole eruption at the table, but I do agree with them when they were saying that Nene was doing too much. It was just like she was finding a way to get in little digs, and that is how it erupted. But you got to understand, too, that everybody just seemed like they was just kind of, when everybody got together, the whole atmosphere just changed. Like, when one group's together, they cool. When the other group's together, they cool. But when they all get together, it's just like this. You could cut the tension with a knife. So I don't think it was just Nene. But Nene did ignite something because she was the main one just looking for stuff to me. And like I said, which caused Claudia to read her. Everybody was like, you know, Claudia read her for days. And I'm going to tell you because it's been a lot of things going on social media about, you know, oh, Claudia didn't really read her. She just said what everybody else say on Twitter and YouTube. Yes, she did. But I do think she read her enough just to let her know, look, you're not just going to be saying anything to me. It was not original, no. Yes, you could tell she had been just taking jokes and comments from everybody else and just saying them. But at least she took it as a way to stick up for herself. So, whatever. You know, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But her reads weren't original. It was cute. I'm not going to say I didn't laugh, but they weren't really original. And like Nene said, you said stuff that's been talked about and been, you know, brought up to death, basically. I thought it was a good idea, like they said, that both groups, for the most part, was kind of like separate, which was cool because that way they can all have a good time. It ain't gonna be no more drama. So each group of people hung out together, and it was cool. You know, Candy had her camera. She always had her little camera. So she was out there talking to them and getting it on tape, and then the other girls was at the jacuzzi, having a little talk. And I'm glad Candy did a candy coated, what is it? Sorry, y'all. Bedroom candy party. It was a redo from the disaster that happened at the event that she had before, where Demetria got told about Roger Bob. I forget, his name is not Roger Bob. Invisible Man. Yeah. When somebody read her about, when Gaucher read her about Invisible Man. So she had another party on the beach, and it was set up real nice, and they got along. So for the most part, outside of that little interaction, everybody stayed separate until Demetria's party. I mean, not her party, I'm sorry, her performance. And I thought that was good. It was less drama that way. They had a good time at Candy's party, but basically they went their separate ways, met up for Demetria's performance or whatever. And they were late, but they got to see, I think, like 1 or 2 songs or whatever. And Demetria, to me, she can really sing. I almost forgot about something. So, Claudia doesn't know how to let shit go. And this was really irritating me. So, they were on this bus, like, thing on their way to Demetria's performance. And earlier in the day, Dee was like, I wasn't all the way right. Sometimes I say stuff and I look back at it and was like, dang, did I say all that? So she wanted to apologize to Claudia for everything that she said. And Claudia wanted to keep ragging on. She could just say, okay, I accept your apology or whatever. She was just like, but I want to know why. I want to know where's all this coming from. And it's just like, Claudia, let it go. Just say I accept your apology, and if you feel like you said something or did something wrong, say I apologize too, and move on. Y'all don't even have to get along like that. Y'all know this is just for the show. So, like, you don't have to be BFFs. You don't have to psychoanalyze her to death. Because at the end of the day, y'all filmed for maybe 2 months out of the whole year, 2-3 months, and maybe have to do a reunion show together. It's not that deep. But anyway, she wanted to get to the root of it. I just thought it was stupid. And then she goes in on Portia. Now, 2 things I have a gripe with. First of all, Andy Cohen, come here. We're going to have a talk. Why the hell did you take Portia's peach? She on here every freaking show. She has not really missed a show. An episode. I'm going to stop calling it a show. She has not missed an episode. Been on every episode, but you took away her peach. You said that it was because she had lack of a storyline. She didn't have lack of a storyline. It's just because, unlike Kenya, she actually does have an African prince, and she don't want y'all in her business. We can't help it that, Kenya felt the need to lie last year. So y'all drew on that fake ass storyline. She actually does in real life have an African prince, so she don't want to put that on blast. That's her business. So you go condone her for that and have her be on here every episode, but she don't got a peach. But we gotta look at Claudia Jordan and her feet, who look like it got an outbreak of genital warts on the feet. We gotta look at her. And her storyline ain't all that great. I guess we just halfway into the season, so I don't know. But for right now, she ain't doing nothing more than what Portia doing. So why the hell did you just miss Portia like that? Like, she on every episode, but you gonna take away her peach. And shoot, Demetria McKinney, her storyline is talking about the Invisible Man. But you chose these 2 people. Demetria don't have a peach, so we'll go with Claudia. You gave Claudia a peach, who so far, midway into the season, does not have a really dynamic storyline. All like that, for you to have revoked Portia's peach and give it to her. She basically, her storyline is just as relevant as Portia's. They both ain't doing shit. They both work for Ricky Smiley. Come on. The only thing that's different is, like I said, Claudia got genital warts of the feet. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I just had to let that be known because I'm just tired. I'm watching every episode. She on there. Her part has not been reduced, but you gonna reduce her pay, and she don't get a peach. I didn't understand that. And my other gripe is this. So Claudia, after her and Nene, they had a little discussion. It seemed like, I don't know if they're gonna move forward, but whatever the case is, they moving on. They don't got they don't got no beef as of right then. So after Claudia has a little conversation with Nene, she goes in on Portia talking about, while you're up there laughing, I just find it very hypocritical that you're laughing when someone calls me a whore, and everybody knows that the man that you're seeing is married. And I'm like, bitch, really? Why are you picking on her? She didn't say nothing to you. And I'm just sick of it. And I think it's because people think that Portia's weak. People go in on her. I remember Kenya did that to Portia too. Like, because they think she weak, they just feel like they can go in on her instead of just directing that anger to the person that they really mad at. Like, she was still mad at Nene, but she went to Portia because Portia was the weakest link. Like, come on now. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on the episode. On side note, the Mitra McKinney, the parts that we did see of her performance, she can sing. I'm with Candy. She probably can't be a pop star, but she definitely has potential to be a good R&B star. Anyway, y'all, those are my thoughts on the episode. Sorry it was late. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Till next time, everybody. Peace and love.